Hi, it's Ian Banyard. I'm the author of Natural Mindfulness, your personal guide to the healing power of nature connection, and creator of natureconnection.world. This is the fourth exercise I want to share with you today. If you've been following me and subscribed to my YouTube channel, you'll have probably already seen the other three videos. If you haven't seen them, feel free to go back and have a look. They are designed for you to go through them in order, one all the way through. But you can dip in and dip out, and I do encourage people to go back and revisit the past exercises that I put up, or experiences. I kind of, rather than call these exercises, I like to refer to them more as experiences. And they're experiences that are designed to help you connect more deeply with nature and your true nature. Now today's exercise is the fourth exercise in the series, and this is all about training your senses. Now, up until now, I've done an exercise on breathing, staying in breath, I've done an exercise on mindful listening and getting in touch mindfully with the natural world, and then the third experience, the last one I did, was around walking mindfully. But this one is starting to bring a lot of the sensory experiences that we have in nature all together, and this is training your senses. And this is the perfect spot. All you need to do is you find a place like this. I've sat down on some steps next to a stream here. I'm looking around, and all around me are trees. You can hear the bird life here. You can probably pick out the stream down here as well. It's a warm sunny day, so I can feel the warmth. Occasional insect lands on me, I can feel that as well. I can feel a breeze on my arm. And I can certainly feel the step I'm sitting on as well. If I put my attention there, I can feel that I'm sitting on a step. I often suggest to people you bring out a small cushion. You can get these really small cushions now that you can bring out and find a nice little sit spot in nature like this, and you put the cushion down, and it just makes it a little bit more comfortable for you. Because the key here is to be comfortable, be relaxed, be connected, so your mind is focused on what's actually going on, and that everything that's actually going on around you is natural and comforting and peaceful and tranquil, and all those other lovely descriptions. So training your senses. So the way to do that is very, very simple, and one of the first things I can see trees all around me. So the first sense that I'm going to focus on is my vision. So I'm looking across now. I'm looking across at the tree over there. So I'm looking at the bark on the tree, and there's some ivy climbing up it. So I'm very aware that I can see ivy on that tree. So that's my visual sense. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to see now if I can connect two different senses together. So as I'm looking at the ivy on the tree, I'm also aware of the sound of the stream below me and the bird song. So I can see the ivy on the tree, climbing up the bark of the tree, and I'm aware of the sound of the stream and the bird song. Next, I'll see if I can do three. So I'm aware of the ivy crawling up the bark of the tree and what that looks like. I can hear the bird song, I can hear the stream. I can also hear a plane now, which is distracting me from this exercise, but that's fine. That's the natural mindfulness idea of this, is bringing my attention back, because the next thing I want to bring my attention to is my sense of touch. So I'm also aware that just down here are some plants that are very soft. Not only soft, but it feels like there's hairs on this leaf, and it's a little wet as well. There's some dew or some moisture on it. As I move my hand through, I found now a stickier plant that's sticking to my fingers as I run them through it. So I can see the ivy on the tree, on the bark. I can hear the stream. I can still hear the plane. I can also hear the bird song, but I can also feel the textures of the plants here as well. I can also still feel where I'm sitting, because it's not as comfortable as it would be if I was sitting on one of those small cushions that you can take out with you when you're walking. So that's three senses now that I'm focusing on at the same time. Now, if you're out on a day like today, there are smells as well, but smells are sometimes a little bit more difficult to pick up. Sometimes you can get lovely wild garlic, you can get some herbs around. What I'll sometimes do is I'll take a leaf, and if you rub the leaf between your fingers, sometimes you can get a nice smell. Another time I might take rub something in the soil and get a nice smell. I've just done it with my fingers now. Got a nice smell coming up off the ground here. Natural smell as well. So this time I can introduce smell into training my senses. So I can see the bark with the ivy on it, I can hear the stream, I can hear the birds, I can feel the leaves around me, I can feel where I'm sitting, I can smell. So I'm bringing in a fourth sense. And if you want to bring some fruits or some nuts, or sometimes you can pick berries, as long as you know what they are when you're out in nature. You can then add in the sense of taste. And the key thing here is to, rather than just be focusing on one sense, maybe vision, which is a very popular sense, which I mentioned in one of the other videos, it's one that's very easy to use because we're constantly looking at things and our eyes are being drawn to information. This is a way of starting to bring in all of your senses. And one of the things I find is when I incorporate more than two senses, I start to get into 3 senses and 4 senses. What I find is the connection to the world around me deepens. It's almost like I get extended sensory awareness. It's almost like by using more of my senses, or having a multisensory experience, the connection is deeper. So I'd be interested to know how you find this exercise and what you discover and what you intuit from it as well. So if you do, give me a thumbs up and leave some comments below. Subscribe to my channel if you want more videos like this. And if you're interested in getting a copy of my book, which I mentioned on all these, why not promote my book? I think it's a really good book, and so do other people too. It's a personal guide to the healing power of nature connection, and you can learn more about natural mindfulness as well. You can get it from most online books by tapping that in. Tap in Ian Banyard as well, or go to www.ianbanyard.com, and I can send you a signed copy of my book as well. So thank you for listening in. This is video number 4. If you haven't already seen the other videos, please go back and have a look. Feel free to leave comments. Feel free to share this as well. It's really important to share nature connection. The more people connected to nature, the more people that will be caring about nature. The more people that are caring about nature, the more people will be protecting nature and nurturing nature as well. And that's got to be a good thing, hasn't it? So take care, and I look forward to seeing you on another video very, very soon.